If you ever felt drawn to go to a certain place or certain location, whether is it for a holiday or relocation, you need to go. It's your soul calling you to experience the energy of that location. It's inviting you for an adventure. And I know sometimes it can be really difficult because our mind may get in the way. Like recently, I just came back from Tokyo, and before the trip, I was actually feeling rather torn. Like my mind was telling me to go Osaka, but my heart wanted to go to Tokyo. And my mind was like, you have been to Tokyo before. Why do you want to go to Tokyo? And Tokyo is very crowded. Why not try somewhere in Japan where you have not been to Osaka? I started researching about Osaka, but there is always this constant feeling of being drawn to Tokyo. It's like I felt that there's going to be something significant that's going to happen there. Like there will be a significant transformation I'm going to experience. So eventually, I trusted my instinct and followed my heart. And I'm glad I did because it was an amazing trip. When you follow your soul's calling, know that it will be supported by the universe. In the beginning, when I go to Tokyo, everything was so smooth sailing. Once I step out of my house, the bus came immediately. And when I get to the next bus stop, shortly the other bus came too. And when I got to the train station, the train came too. And when I reached the airport, the staff was so eager to help me with all the checking in and dropping of the luggage. I was like, what just happened? Everything went so smoothly, like it was so easy, it was such a breeze, like everything happened so fast. It was as though the universe was expecting me to go for this trip. And when I was there in Tokyo, the people I met were all very nice. There were even once when I bought the wrong size t-shirt to the cashier. And the cashier was like, hey, you're buying the S size. And I was like, oh no, I bought the wrong size. So it's very nice of him to remind me. And when I go back to the shelf to search for the medium size, he even came to the shelf and helped me look for the medium size. So before we follow our intuition or our inner calling, we may have all these like fears and resistance. But I want to remind you that if it's something that you're called to do, the universe will support you. They will send you help along the way. There is also a specific purpose for you to be in a certain location. The universe doesn't just call you to go to a certain place at a certain timing just to have a holiday. I mean, you still can enjoy yourself there. The last time I visited Tokyo was 14 years ago. A lot of things have changed. So it's great for me to revisit Tokyo to see the city through new eyes and explore some of the lesser known areas. But more importantly, I really felt connected to my true self when I was there. I get to know myself a little deeper, like what I love and what I don't, without the influence of the people around me. And there is a system for this. Before the trip, I had a chat with one of my friends. I was telling her that I felt a call to go to Tokyo, and she mentions a thing called astrocartography. It is also known as relocation astrology. Basically, it's your birth chart, your astrological signs in various planets mapped onto the world map. And different places give you a different energy when you're there. You can find the birth date mapping on sites like astro.com and astroseek.com. When I enter my birth date on these sites, I realize that Tokyo is very near the line of my sun sign, which in other words represent my core identity and the essence of who I truly am. And the angle is DC, which also represents partnership and romantic relationship. And guess what? During my trip, I kept seeing the French flag every single day. And if you have been following my previous video, you'll know that the French flag represents my twin flame, who is in France right now. It corresponds to the partnership that the DC anchor represents. And it's not like I go searching for the French flag. I go to Tokyo to experience Japan, but the French flag is everywhere in Japan. And I saw the French flag more than I saw the Japanese flag. I saw it outside of the restaurant, inside the restaurant, on food packaging, on the sleeve, the bags, and the socks of random people walking past me. It's like when I felt drawn to walk down a certain path, I saw the French flag. And when I make a wrong turn, I saw the French flag. Even when I was looking for train direction on Wikipedia, the color of the diagram are arranged in blue, white, and red. Or I went to a clothing shop and they arranged the socks in blue, white, and red side by side. I saw the French flag multiple times a day. Being Tokyo gave me a sense of completeness. I was kind of missing my twin flame, like we are separated ever since he went back to France. And I really felt connected with my twin flame when I was in Tokyo, even though he wasn't there with me in Tokyo. Just experiencing the synchronicity and the energy, I felt a sense of completeness. And it was amazing how accurate the astrocartography system is. However, I would suggest you follow your inner compass, your intuition first, and decide where to go, then check your birth chart against the map. You don't want to get too obsessed with astrology. Firstly, it can be really complicated with all the planets, angles, and aspects. It's easy to misread the information. I'm not an expert in this either, so I just dabble in it just for fun. But the more important reason is that some planets can be so-called negative or challenging, for example, Saturn or Mars. When we feel a calling to go to some of these places and we see that the lines are rather challenging, we might avoid it. But what I want to say is, if your soul is calling you to a certain place, a certain location, it's beneficial for you. If you feel drawn to a certain place, you need to experience the energy of that place. There might be some kind of transformation that is waiting for you. It may not be deemed as beneficial in terms of your ego. It may not feel good to you, but your soul call you to a certain location for a reason, for a purpose. There might be some past trauma that you need to let go of, or some emotion that you need to process, and that location may help you to do so. Like a decade ago when I was in Bali, it was the first time I opened up about having low self-esteem as a kid. And Bali was near the line of my Mercury sign, and the planet Mercury represents communication. When I was there, I just felt the energy and the words just flow out of me naturally. And even though I ended up in tears, like talking about my past experiences, I felt a release of my pain and suffering. I felt seen and heard for the first time. And after I came back from Bali, I had my first spiritual awakening. But if I knew what I was going to experience, then maybe my ego would resist going to Bali, and maybe I would not have this spiritual awakening. But here's the question: how do you know it's truly your soul calling you to go to a certain place and not your ego messing with you? The universe will make sure that you know you have to go to this place through signs and synchronicity. After I decided to go to Tokyo, I planned out where I want to go. I still felt a bit of resistance buying the air tickets and booking the hotels. I was still procrastinating. But then I kept seeing the number 911 and I didn't know why. But I felt there's some kind of message that the universe was trying to tell me. And then one day, when I was checking the air tickets again, I saw that the price changed to 911. And I was like, oh, I need to go. I cannot procrastinate anymore. The universe already make it so obvious, asking me to go. I have to go. And so I went to book my flights, the hotels late at night. Then the following week, I went to exchange my currency. I saw this bus coming towards me. The bus number was 111. And when I went to the building where there are a lot of different shops that exchange currency, I went to each one of them and their rates are all the same. 111. So there's a lot of synchronicity when you are going to a trip that your soul is calling you to. And it's not just that. When I went for the Tokyo trip, every day I saw the number 911, just like the French flag, every single day. I saw 911 on the car plate number. I saw 911 on my receipt. I saw 911 on my phone multiple times because of the time. I saw 911 on t-shirts, books, and I also see 911 on the hotel water dispenser. And the number on the water dispenser kept moving. It's not like it's a fixed number. And a couple of times when I was filling up my bottle, it turned to 911. And also I saw the 111 a few times on my Tokyo trips, on books, on the road number, building number, bus number, and even cones on construction site. You will experience a lot of synchronicity when it's truly your soul's calling. When the universe wants you to go to a certain location to experience something or feel some energy, the universe will let you know. The universe will make it easy for you and make it obvious for you. And when you resist it, like how I was procrastinating, the universe will keep knocking at your door with signs, synchronicity, and repeated numbers until you take action. It's important to learn the differences between your egoic desire and the desire from your higher self or your soul. And you can learn how to do this by watching this next video.